session. I'm Yale Cohen. I'm the head of brand safety and ad solutions at X, and I'll turn it over to Goldie.
Hi, everyone. I'm Goldie, and I'm the global brand safety lead here at X. I'll pass it over to Tom.
Hey everyone, I'm Tom Trinick, the head of global advertising and digital content partnerships at Formula One, and I'll hand over to Sebastian.
Hey guys, I'm Sebastian, and I'm a client account manager over on the financial services team here at X. Nice to meet everyone.
Amazing. So let's dive in. And as I said, we took a lot of, ahead of the session, we took a lot of questions, and we'll try to get to some of them at the end of the session if we have time. But please, if you want to, at the end of this, we'll ask for follow-up sessions, and you can use that to schedule more time with us. So let's dive in. As a lot of you know, that X is the global epicenter for conversations. It's where influence and culture signal begin and start. We serve as the group chat of Earth. It's where people come to debate ideas and culture in real time. And it's where a lot of people turn to first when something happens. That's why we say what's happening in the world, today's timeline becomes tomorrow's headlines. So at X, we are extremely committed to safety for everyone, not just our brands, but also for our users on the platform. That's why we have strived to create a safe, transparent, and trusted environment for everyone. We're committed to the health of the conversation and the safety for our users and our customers. And of course, we're always trying to strive to stay ahead of bad actors to protect you as well as our users. Today, we'll be detailing a lot of that, how much we've invested into safety to keep your brands safe. Now, I want to set the stage here around how we've been setting the standards for our users and our brands. We've really been listening to a lot of the needs of our advertisers to take a much more proactive approach. We've heard everything that our advertisers and agencies have asked for, and now we put you into control of where you show up. And it's clear that we're setting new standards and higher standards for brand safety. That means more robust tools and controls to be more transparent, allow you to control where you show up, and then measure exactly how you show up on the platform. So let's start with our core promise around transparency. At X, we're committed to building trust. We publish our platform transparency and global transparency reports in our Transparency Center that covers everything from content enforcement around all of our violations, as well as platform manipulation metrics. For example, some violative posts account for less than 0.02% of all posts on the platform. That gives brands just clear visibility into the health of the ecosystem. Second, our controls, take for example, our sensitivity settings. This is an automated machine-powered tool that lets you customize the threshold for where you show up and to help reduce ad adjacency to content that doesn't align with your brand values. That helps you strike the perfect balance with reach versus suitability. And then lastly, our core promise is around measurement, to partner with the industry's trusted independent verification services like DoubleVerify and Integral Ad Science to provide independent reporting around ad context, to show you guys metrics around brand safety and suitability, and also to validate that our brand safety rate exceeds 99.99% of the time. So let's get into our progress. So extremely proud of our progress, and this details progress across transparency, control, and measurement, those three core pillars for the team. And let's consider a lot of this as innovation on the platform. We've introduced so much post-acquisition, and a lot of these features simply did not exist in Twitter's 17-year history. So things like our placement filters or adjacency controls, allowing you to show up in the places where you want and you select and you opt into, to some of the measurement opportunities with DV and IAS, and then to housing our own block lists to further restrict certain types of content and put ads where your brand is placed next to. We're extremely proud of our milestones around brand safety, 99.99%, and suitability metrics, 97% plus. And we've also continued to work with industry partners like TAG to make sure that we're reaching and meeting the highest level of standards in the marketplace to get our certifications and accreditations. So let's dive into some of these metrics and dive into more about our transparency. So here we'll dive in through this section about how we're building more tools and products to build trust with our users and brands. So X has really taken an open source approach. This really helps to make not only the platform stronger, but the industry stronger. As we release more of our code powering our recommendations on our For You algorithm, our community notes algorithm, and also some of our Grok models. The goal of our open source is to endeavor to provide full transparency to you, our users, as well as how our systems work. And to make these systems more transparent, X is becoming an industry leader that enables brands to understand precisely how content is recommended and contextualized. This approach really helps to welcome more feedback and open dialogue. For instance, advertisers can scrutinize our X ranking factors in comparison to other platforms where some algorithmic changes can disrupt campaigns without explanation. And this transparency builds trust by incorporating these robust controls such as community notes, which mitigates misleading posts that can tarnish brands' associations. And advertisers just benefit from this research verified approach where we're starting to see users change their habits, and users are 60% less likely to reshare a note, a post with a community note. So ultimately, our goal is to make sure that we're building more trust and openness in the industry, and helping to make sure that we're leading with our approach to being more open source. And we're thrilled to continue to work with the industry around that as well. We've partnered with TAG, the Trustworthy Accountability Group, around our brand safety certification the past 2 years in 2024 and 2025. We continue to work early this year around our 2026 accreditation. As you can see here, this is an enormous undertaking for us to talk through a third-party auditor around our people, our process, and our products. And this just helps build a much safer platform for everyone, and just helps to validate our work across the industry in what we're doing as a team and a company. So now I'll turn it over to Goldie on the team to walk you guys through our industry-leading approach to community notes, and let her take it from there.
Thanks, Yale. I'm going to talk about my personal favorite product on the platform, which is Community Notes. Hopefully some of our organic users out there are already familiar with this product, but this is our product that works on top of or in addition to our X rules and policies. So of course, if anything violates our X rules, we take the appropriate enforcement. And then we have our product Community Notes. So this product essentially helps us tackle misleading content in a way that users really trust and they feel is fair. And it does this by taking a group of contributors that go through a very thorough verification process, and it gives them the opportunity to actually add context to posts that they believe are misleading. So any post on the platform is eligible for users to actually request a community note on. And then the way it works is that once a note is requested, it's placed into what I like to refer to as like a queue, where community notes contributors are actually able to rate the helpfulness of any given note. And then if enough contributors from different points of view, that's called our bridging algorithm, rate that note as helpful, the note is then publicly shown on the post. So this product has a lot of unique features compared to traditional fact checking, but there's always three that I like to point out. The first one, going back to that transparency value that you heard Yale discuss, our algorithm for this product is completely open source. So literally anyone can go in, view it, critique it, analyze it, give us feedback, and help us get better each and every day. So that's an extraordinarily transparent approach to actually addressing misleading information. And then second, of course, it lets a diverse group of contributors on X actually propose context to add to post, and notes are shown broadly on X when they're found helpful by people who have disagreed in the past. So this helps remove bias and ensures that context can be added by people with different political perspective. And then last, community notes, it's never going to show up next to an ad. So if there's ever a post that has a community note, that's not eligible for ad adjacency. And we define ad adjacency here at X as one slot above or one slot below. And then Sebastian, we actually have a video ahead of this slide. See if we can play that one for the group. Oh, I'm not sure we can hear it. A fun little sizzle. We'll work on the sound for the next one. But today we're really excited that we have over 1 million contributors and we're in 197 countries in every single language spoken on X. Actually, Sebastian, if you don't mind going to the slide right before this one. And we're scaling faster than ever before. So we recently launched media matching, which enables one note to automatically appear on all matching images across X. So if you see an image that has received a community note, every single media is identified and it gets the same note added to that post. So that's a really helpful way to, address some of those scale challenges that I know many of our clients are dealing with, not just on X, but across all platforms when it comes to AI imagery or manipulated videos. And our notes are also going up much quicker. So today, many of our notes are posted in 20 minutes or less. Another note that I love is that because our algorithm is completely open source, it actually gives the opportunity for research institutions to study its efficacy. So there's a lot of really interesting research out there that shows that this product is actually improving the overall health of the platform and the types of conversations that are happening across the platform. So two that I'll call out is the first one, if you are a user and you have a post that receives a community note, you're 80% more likely to actually delete your own post. And if you're an organic user and you're scrolling the platform and you see a piece of content that has received a community note, you're 60% less likely to repost it. So again, it's really empowering our users to create a more informed world. We're also really excited to share that the industry has really taken note. So last year, YouTube, Meta, and TikTok all announced that they would be adopting versions of this solution for their own platform in order to make sure that they're correctly combating misleading information. And Meta was able to launch theirs very quickly. In a matter of a couple of months, we actually partnered very closely with them and gave them access to our algorithm. So again, I'm going to really nail this one home, but our transparency value, which is that we just fundamentally believe in not just getting this right for ourselves, but getting it right for the entire industry as a whole. So really excited to see that. Here you're going to see a bit more of a behind the scenes or under the hood look at how our open source bridging algorithm actually determines which notes are displayed for community notes. So right on the right in the little graph, you'll see that users from differing perspectives, they actually have to rate notes for helpfulness. And then our system is able to analyze different rating patterns and sort of understand how notes are able to detect ideological divides, and it groups our users by alignment. So notes are rated, they need to be found helpful by users from opposing groups to be shown. And that ultimately ensures that we have broad consensus and we reduce any bias that may be playing a role in the system. So this promotes fairness and accuracy across the platform as well. And we continue to innovate. We recently introduced a new pilot, which I'm very excited about. This is called our AI Note Writers API. So with this system, we now have AI note writers that can earn the ability to actually propose community notes on the platform. So these notes are going to be held to the same exact standards, and they're only shown on X if they're found helpful by contributors with different perspectives. So I always like to call out humans are still having the final say here. Our contributors do have to find it helpful, but this is helping us accelerate the speed and scale of this product. We also are taking some rating feedback from the community, so that's going to help us develop AI agents that deliver much more accurate and less biased, as well as broadly helpful information. So it's creating a bit of a feedback loop with this product. And then speaking of AI, which you'll hear a lot about, not just during the session, but maybe each and every day. I feel like it's coming up more and more in all of our conversations. But of course, X and XAI did come together last March, so almost a year ago. And this was a game-changing moment, not just for ourselves, but for the entire industry. So we now have X, which is the world's most dynamic platform for real-time conversation. And then we have XAI, which is our cutting-edge AI company, and it's dedicated to understanding the true nature of the universe. So this is a fusion that's really going to redefine advertising for you all with the best of humanity. At XAI, we don't just have smarter algorithms, but we're sort of pioneering AI to solve profound human challenges. And we're going to bring that in and harness the same level of AI sophistication, not just for humanitarian efforts, but to elevate your advertising strategies. So this merger is really going to bring the most advanced personalized targeting and contextual alignment that we've ever seen. We're already starting to see this across many of our ads. They're not just reaching people, but they're really like deeply resonating with a lot of our users. So for your brand, that's going to mean delivering ads to users at the exact moment when they're most receptive. And it's playing a big role in brand safety. So this is my second favorite slide after the community notes one, is of course Grok for brand safety, which Yale and I have been working really closely with the XAI teams for really close to a year now. So basically today we have Grok integrated across all of our brand safety reviews. So we're leveraging Grok technology to review literally every single post on the platform, and that's improving brand safety ahead of any post being eligible for adjacency to your brand's ads. Grok is much more effective than some of our legacy methods. So before Grok, we had, what we now refer to as like our traditional legacy methods. And they worked, they were effective, but they were more keyword search based or like basic machine learning. And they were very manual. So they took a lot of manpower, they were very expensive, and they often missed specific cultural nuances, which Grok does not. We've also found in early testing that Grok is a lot quicker. It's much more precise. It's better at understanding images, especially those text overlays that we talk a lot about in brand safety. So those are like your typical memes. And it's built to detect more unsafe content. So it has better recall, and it also reduces more false alarms with better precision, which means we're actually unlocking additional brand safe inventory for you all. So with this integration, we're finding not just that brand safety is better, but we're also able to maximize overall reach and performance. So definitely, making the platform safer, but it's also improving performance of your brands. And it's not just us saying this, it's our third-party partners that we work with. So again, we work with Integral Ad Science and Double Verify. And across the board, you'll find that all of our campaigns have a 99 point, all the nines in the world when it comes to brand safety. And for brand suitability, we do see that brands tend to score a 97% for brand suitability. I will say with Grok, we're starting to trickle up. We have some campaigns that hit 98, 99 just because Grok is so effective at understanding this content on the platform. Okay, now we're going to switch gears. We're going to focus a bit on advertiser controls. So since acquisition, we've been listening a lot to our advertisers. We've been wanting to build more products around control. Yael showed that huge slide at the beginning that shows all of our amazing products. We've actually built more brand safety products over the past couple of years than ever existed prior to acquisition, and we're going to just cover a few of them. So here we have our placement filter. Brands have ultimate control on where they show up on the platform. So you all get to decide where you want to show up, and you're able to pick between, all of our different surfaces. Recently, we've completely revamped our review process for profile, search, and replies. So all of them are extremely brand safe. And of course, the more ad placements that you select to run on, the greater you maximize your overall reach and performance. Here we have our adjacency controls, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with. These are pre-bid adjacency controls, which I would say is our strongest tool for managing where your brand's ads are actually seen on the platform. You're able to avoid up to 4,000 keywords and 2,000 handle names. And again, that's for adjacency, which we define as one slot above and one slot below. Today, we have thousands of global advertisers that leverage this product, and we see a 99% efficacy rate, and it's super easy to use. It's done at the account level, so it's always on. You never have to think about it, and you're able to bulk upload that list. We also have our sensitivity settings here. So this enables our clients to reduce the adjacency to varying levels of sensitive content across all of our different surfaces. So you get to basically tell us what your level of sensitivity settings, or what your level of sensitivity, is for the platform. This can be used alone, or it can be used in tandem with our adjacency controls. I will just point out that by default, our advertisers do get opted into our standard setting. So of course, if you seek a bit more extra protection, we always recommend that you opt into limited. And then here we have our IAS pre-bid option. So we were first to market with a vertical video pre-bid offering with IAS. So how this works is we send over our organic video content to IAS, and they review it prior to your campaign running. So it really does guarantee that brand safety and suitability. And it also lets you all sort of set like a more personalized placement preference just based off of your unique needs. And I will say to date, we've seen no brand safety or suitability violations with this product. So if you're looking to test out, if you're not live on the platform, this is a great place to start to just really secure the brand safety and suitability experience on the platform. And we'll close out with Trend Genius. This is also one of my favorites, so maybe my third favorite of this content. This product's really fun. Obviously, working in social media, it's very difficult for brands to actually keep up with real-time trends, especially when they're happening unexpectedly. So an example here would be the McDonald's new snack wrap. So that's where Trend Genius comes in here. Our systems, essentially, they detect when conversations are relevant to your brand and when they begin to spike. And it's able to automatically deploy a preset campaign to serve next to that relevant content. So that drives much higher engagement and improves the overall conversation rates. So within this product, I do always like to mention that the standard brand safety controls are in place. So you'll find that as a first-party platform solution, X is going to be automatically monitoring these trending topics, and it's going to maintain a review process with our teams to prevent any, not brand safe ad adjacencies. But then on top of that, you get to continue to control your experience with your adjacency controls, your sensitivity settings, and then lastly, you always have the opportunity to measure this with our partners, so DV and IAS. I think we have another little sizzle, Sebastian. So we'll see if the video works.
Trends. Everyone wants to be there when they happen. There's just one catch. They're hard to catch. Trends move at lightning speed. Some peak in as little as 12 to 24 hours. So how can brands be a part of a moment before it's gone? That's why X created Trend Genius, an exclusive AI tool that spots trends in real time and triggers the most relevant ads, right when and where they matter most. Here's how it works. 1. Brands and agencies brief X with their campaign goals and creative assets. 2. Together, we define the moments and topics to monitor. 3. A library of pre-programmed ads is created and stands ready to launch the instant a trend peaks. And when the right moment arrives, Trend Genius alerts and brands can automatically deploy the perfect content into the conversation. Like when Louis Vuitton's brand ambassador Bradley Cooper turned up at a Taylor Swift concert, the conversation exploded on X, and Louis Vuitton ads with Bradley were right there in the feed. During the NBA playoffs, Trend Genius helped Uber Eats remind fans when games were about to start so they could order snacks, and even served breakfast offers the next morning for those who stayed up late watching and commenting. With Trend Genius, versatility wasn't just a feature, it became a force.
6 seconds from the restart. Messi!
Tonight, a brutal winter system wreaking
A
havoc.
February storm caused extensive flooding and severe mudslides.
Storms came last time, and
The world's most influential brands immediately started to make the most of trends on X. And the numbers speak for themselves. Because when it comes to trends, just advertising on a platform isn't enough. To win the moment, you need a trend genius.
Cool. I believe I'll be taking over from here. Thanks, Goldie. So yeah, for those who don't know me, I'm Tom Trinate, the head of digital advertising content partnerships at Formula One. I've been with the company for 7 years and helped launch our first ever digital ad sales business. Back to 2018, we didn't even have a website, so we literally had to build everything from scratch, including formerly Twitter, now X handle, and have been working together ever since in various iterations and formats. If you move on to the next slide. So what we are able to do is take the fans into the heart of the conversation. The recall that we get within X is unbelievable. It's a really unique platform in the fact that we put out 20 clips per Grand Prix weekend and allow a brand to own that moment and own that conversation. And it's a really clean, safe environment. And we've been working intensely over the past 24 months to try and really bring forward what the product offering is. And we've certainly seen that in the volume of brands that are now coming back and working with us. So we've created an F1 hub, which really helps safeguard basically everything that we at Formula One are doing, working with X as well. Last year was a very exciting season, to say the least. We're very chuffed as a Brit to see Lando get it over the line. That man there, Max Verstappen, has certainly been a bit of a terminator over the past few years for everyone. And going forward into this season, we're really excited because we've got the new rules and regulations launching. So for the first time ever, every team has been given the shell of a car and are going to have a budget cap in place, which is only going to allow the teams to have small increments in which they're going to be able to improve their cars. And then obviously we've seen the likes of Cadillac and Audi joining as well, because we've been hitting our sustainability goals. So there should be even more noise, even more conversation and more opportunities to engage with a variety of brands across the platform. So see, these are some of the top line numbers that we had. They're pretty big. They're pretty sizable. You can. It's safe to say that Formula One itself has landed firmly in the US sort of pop cultural scene. We really are positioning ourselves more and more as a lifestyle and entertainment brand. Historically, we were very much a certain audience and the leading motorsport. We feel we've still nailed that, but since the drop of Drive to Survive 7 years ago, we've really seen that whole shift of who the fan is and the makeup of that fan change. And you can see in these numbers here, quite sizable, that we're really driving forward that piece. And X is really at that first port of call whilst you're watching the live race, whether you wanted to share something, a clip or a highlight and a piece of fun entertainment that's been clipped up. This is a brilliant platform to be in and put your brand at the heart of what we're doing. So yeah, what we can offer, obviously I've alluded to the fact that we've got the amplified product and we're putting out those 20 Grand Prix clips. We've obviously got beyond that, a lot of conversation with drivers. A lot happens over a race week effectively. So we're in 24 races across the season, 24 different tentpole moments effectively. They're like 24 Super Bowls really that you can look to own and be a part of the conversation. I guess it's something that we also try and remind US buyers and US audiences that yes, you've now got the Miami race, the Austin race, the Vegas race. They're not the only three that are worth showing up for. The races right across the season cause a variety of conversations and drama, and you'll certainly see that across the platform with the spikes in engagement. So yeah, here are some of the recaps from the last year, and I've just alluded to the fact we've got our 24 races. This season we've got Madrid joining the circuit as well, which is going to be super exciting. But it really does reaffirm what I was just saying about you can see those sort of peaks and troughs and around certain race weekends. And actually, it was towards Abu Dhabi where we sort of saw the season closing out, where the peak was around the conversation and what was going on. So it's certainly when you're looking at planning Formula One and looking at buying and engaging with it throughout the season, discredit all of the races. There's lots of opportunities to show up right across the season and join in with the conversation and hopefully put your brand within the sphere. Yeah, the audience itself, I still sort of have to pinch myself of where we've managed to get to. When I joined, I was formerly working for Sky, the major broadcaster in the UK, and I think a former boss said to me, what are you going to Formula One for? You've just got old dying males. And safe to say that we've moved on a fair bit since then. 2 months later after I joined, we dropped Drive to Survive, and it just changed the landscape of where we got to. It's no longer a male-only sport. We've got ever-growing female fan base. It's almost getting to the point where we're 50-50 male-female, which is so super exciting to see. And the other two major growth areas were Gen Z fandom and US fandom. So if you'd offered us that at the start of signing up to that show, which was meant to be a one-season wonder, I think we'd have taken you for that. And within that audience makeup, you've obviously got that classic C-suite and affluent audience as well, which is a really desirable place to have brands showing up again. This is one of the brand lift studies that Yale was alluding to earlier that we've been working across with one of our fintech partners. It probably won't take you too hard a guess of who it was, but it was something that was super exciting. And actually, it just showed the collaboration between where we've got to with X and Formula One, was that we were looking to try and how sort of further improve, enhance how we could reach a broader fan base and possibly even a live fan base. And we went as far as trying to as adding the live academy races to the platform now, so you can actually consume the live academy races, which are showing up at 8 Grand Prix across the season. Clip that up, share that, and equally having your brand own that moment, which is a brilliant opportunity for brands to be part of.
Tom, thank you so much for joining us. It's exciting to see all the F1 content on the platform. 45 billion impressions is nothing to sneeze at. It's incredible. It's also incredible to see almost 100 million posts and conversations on the platform about the races. As you can see, like, it's just throughout the entire year and only just growing on the platform. And this is why we love Amplify partners in that brand safe way to produce brand safe content. But let me just take you guys through how Amplify works. So you'll only run against professionally produced video content, and every single video partner is reviewed by X before becoming monetizable. And you select a lot of the publishers that are right for your brand. You can receive a full list of sponsored publishers prior to launch, plus all of our brand safety controls, our adjacency controls, our sensitivity settings also apply to promoted Amplify posts. So this is a simple diagram around part 1 and how you select inventory, and then part 2 in selecting more of those controls. And then F1 is also one of our 3,000 plus partners that we work with, and you guys can select as part of your campaigns. So let me talk through also our always on brand safe, brand suitability protections. So in addition to everything that we've highlighted, X continues to enhance our offerings across every surface on the platform to meet our advertisers' needs rooted in brand suitability. So our X block list, this leverages X's real-time trend data. It restricts the type of content that your ad is placed adjacent to based off of sensitive content that may or may not be trending on the platform. XAI's Grok pre-bid. So all posts on the platform are reviewed through XAI's frontier model Grok for brand suitability. This pre-bid enables a more customized brand suitability approach for advertisers opting into either limited or standard inventory on the platform. So it has to review it and then make sure that it's eligible for ad adjacencies. And as Goldie mentioned, there's been just so many enhancements across all surfaces of the platform. So ads and replies, we will not place ads and replies to content that contains sensitive media. And then also the content above and below those posts in the replies is also monitored for brand suitability. Ads in search, we monitor conversations and trending topics around the world 24/7 and remove ads in search where we deem it unsafe for ads. We maintain our own internal keyword deny list that's updated regularly, and your brand will show up in eligible, brand safe, and commercially relevant search terms. And then lastly, around our ads and X profiles, this is our how to show up in creators, around the strength of the creators on the platform. Every time a profile is updated, our models review the profile to ensure the content is brand safe and suitable before serving. And then also we're looking at the entire profile of the platform. So it's a really good way for brands to maximize their reach on the platform and opt into the surfaces that align with your brand values. And then lastly, we'll take you guys through how we've done a lot of work around integrating post-bid campaign measurement into the platform, make sure that all of our efforts are validated through third parties as well. So integrations with third parties have become industry standard. Post-acquisition, we started to work with DoubleVerify and IAS to now offer post-bid measurement across 4 key areas around brand safety and the brand safety floor, brand suitability, ad fraud, as well as viewability. These metrics are independent and validated against our competitive set. For those brands that would like to have even more protections, we recommend opting into our limited setting to maximize some of the brand safety and suitability metrics. And then lastly, we're extremely proud of all the progress that we've made. I just really want to highlight all of the innovation that's happened from a safety and suitability perspective. Over 99% of our ad placements appear next to brand safe content. And then, as I mentioned, brands who are opting into our limited setting have achieved an average of 97% greater. And even when Goldie mentioned, because of all the work that we've done through our relationship and merger with XAI, we're seeing extremely strong scores on the suitability front. We continue to make progress, and we always welcome even more feedback on this to becoming better at this and elevating our standards. And then lastly, you can see here, we've developed a robust suite of solutions rooted in transparency, controls, and measurement. And feedback from everyone continues to help us to make our products like Trend Genius and Amplify and Vertical Video and all of these type of offerings stronger, and where we start to provide a much stronger solution than prior to acquisition for our marketers on the platform. So now we're gonna take a moment to give you a live demonstration of the Ads Manager and invite Sebastian to share with you more about how we actually can activate some of those in a demo.
Thanks, Yale. Let me pull up my Ads Manager tab. All right. So, hey everyone, as mentioned, I'm Sebastian and I'm an account manager here at X. So, ads manager, anything from campaign setup to brand suitability controls is all kind of part of the day-to-day. So, I know we have a variety of attendees here with varying levels of comfortability with ads manager. So, I want to approach this from a very high level here. So, we have this mock campaign called brand suitability test. So, if we go in here, we can see what the standard campaign flow looks like, including the ad groups, which are commonly referred to as ad sets on other platforms. So in this ad group level of the campaign, we have a section called placements. Now, the first thing we see here are the four main placements that Yale touched on, especially regarding the improvements that have been made to each and every one of them. So this allows you to enable each one individually or choose which ones you'd like to stay off of. At this moment, especially with recent improvements, we would recommend activating across all four. And furthermore, if your ad, so we have ad one here, if this is a vertical video asset, then you'll have the option to play in the media viewer, which is a TikTok Reels style immersive experience in the X platform. Building off of placements, though, we have our brand safety controls here, and these have three core capabilities, which were all touched on during this demo. So the sensitivity settings, which reduces adjacency based on certain thresholds from relaxed, standard to limited, and with examples of each. So here we'll go ahead and set this to limited. Then we have the account handle exclusions, which is up to 2,000 handles, and keyword exclusions, which ranges to up to 4,000 keywords, which can all be excluded from adjacency. So we have the option to bulk upload, where you can add a CSV or text file for easy upload, or we can go ahead and manually add in a word. So here we'll go ahead and apply test and just click update. So now, if we go back to the main level of Ads Manager here, so people that are familiar with Ads Manager may have noticed that recently we made a UI update, which added our brand safety controls button to the main dashboard as well. So for those unfamiliar, this is the main screen of Ads Manager when you log into your account. And here, we see that these brand safety controls are actually applied at the ad account level. So although I did that in this brand suitability test campaign, anything you save here from the adjacency sensitivity settings to the keywords themselves will be saved across all campaigns. Now, this will apply retroactively, so any currently running campaigns will have these keyword exclusions or sensitivity settings added, and to all further campaigns in the future. So really, the addition here is just to make the one-stop shop super accessible, make sure it is as easy as possible to equip these brand safety settings in whatever manner the client or advertiser desires. And yeah, thank you. I'm going to pass it back to Yale here for some closing remarks.
Thanks, Sebastian. I want to thank everyone who was able to join today. We're really excited about a lot of progress that we've made as a company and the innovation that you see in our products. We have built into the platform those always-on brand safety and suitability enhancements so that you can feel confident in our approach. And in our promises around transparency, controls, and measurement help to make our advertisers and marketers feel confident in investing. So about 99 of our top 100 post-acquisition brands are back on the platform, live, thriving, and participating in the global conversation. And we welcome you guys to share feedback with us or schedule time with the brand safety team to take you through a more personalized session around your goals and your needs. So thank you so much for joining. We appreciate your time and consideration, and we're always here to help out, ensure that the platform is safe and suitable for your brand and for your needs. So thank you so much, and thank you again to Tom and Sebastian and Goldie for helping to share this with you. We know you guys have a lot to consider, so thank you so much.